What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The 4th of October, we're looking at Aerodrome Finance. We missed out on Aerodrome Finance yesterday morning for a video. We did an Ethereum video, but we are back here with Aerodrome Finance / the United States dollar. This will be a daily chart we're looking at here. We got some new price levels to talk about. This is the price data from Coinbase. A little bit of green here in the market the past 2 days. So, hey, the bulls will take that. Ticker symbol AERO. USD, US dollar pair, daily chart, guys. Let's take a look into what's going on here. I'm going to welcome all the new subscribers. Welcome, guys. Appreciate it. So taking a look here, do a quick recap here, and then we'll talk about some yep, that's right, new higher price targets, guys. Exciting times. We'll see what happens here. So we have Aerodrome, which was respecting this overhead resistance line, running down on about a 45-degree angle. Multiple tests of that line here, the overhead resistance line, the downward trend line here, and then we finally got the break, failed attempt on the 12th, confirmation on the 13th, pullback going down into the 16th, and then took off like a rocket, over 100% rally in just about 2 weeks. Well, let's take a look at what's going on here at the current resistance, current support, and some new price targets above the market. So as the markets approach, so for this example, it just happened to be the 128, 129, 45 level, but it could have been any of these as well. The market could have topped down there at 98, and it did top at 98 for a day, the 25th of September. And then the next day we had a big breakout. So with these price levels on the chart being either above or below, depending on which way the trend is going, at any one of these levels, we could see the market top and, never really go back to that, at least for who knows how long that'll go. But just like back in here, okay, we saw the 128 act as the top. And, the days that, or the 128 was the level. And, for a couple days after that, and we find ourselves all the way down here at 104, similar to what we're seeing right now, actually. Now, yes, we're rallying these past 2 days. Well, at least so far today we are. And back in here, back in this June timeframe, we didn't know if we were going to rally and go back to 128. Obviously we didn't. So the same thing right now, okay? We have our top in, which came in on the 27th of September, which was last Friday, so a week ago. The top came in, so the exact high was 129.887 for this Coinbase chart, this Aerodrome / United States dollar chart. We retested 128 exactly. The top was 128 on this day, which was the 29th of September. One of our levels is 128 and has been for a long time. So again, we might not take these highs out. We might have seen the top. We just don't know. So that's how we use these levels. Okay, they're a reference guide, both below and above the market. As the price approaches these levels, for this example, 128, 129, 128, 300, we look for the market to get there and have a reaction. The reaction would be the market pulling back if it's an upside target. The market to the downside would be the market bouncing if it's a downside target. So we did trade lower than our 104.829, but we didn't hit our 98.224. We did trade, both below and back above the 104, 106 levels on the 2nd and 1st of October. We breached it on the 3rd, back above both 104 and 106, and today we are rallying again. So we're getting the reaction from the upside. We're getting the reaction from the downside, although we did trade slightly lower here than our 104. So, sometimes work better than other times, but overall it's a very good reference guide to where the market's most likely to go, most likely to find resistance and or support. That's how I use them. And if you're market savvy, you can use them to trade with. And I have used them a lot in the past, not in recent times, a lot in the past to trade in and out of the futures markets. So, but it's also nice to just know as a reference guide, where the market is most likely to go. It gives you an idea of resistance and support. So, saying that, we're getting a nice rally here. These, at least so far today, we have markets up today 5%. We have markets closing higher yesterday, the 3rd of October, 7.5%. Very nice to see. So as we rally here, guys, there's a couple things that we want to keep an eye on, okay? Now, I have mentioned, and I'll mention it again, people who lock in profits at resistance levels, right? Not a bad idea. If this market continues to rally and continues to break out and move higher, one of the hardest things to do is to buy back in. Why? Because you perhaps bought in way down here, 61, 72. Maybe you locked in some profits at 128. For you to buy back in at 127, 128, 129, that might be the right thing to do if you think this market is going to rally. But a lot of people have a hard time doing that because they were already long from down in these levels. The thing is, we might not break out again. We might put in a lower high and then tank from here. We just don't know. It's one day at a time. And then, of course, you'll look back and go, oh, that 128 was a good sell. But if we break out from here and rally and start to, take off again, you'll be wishing you bought at, whatever level it was. So that's the way I trade. I'll lock in profits. And if the market turns back right around and goes in the direction that I was originally hoping it did, I'll just buy back in, and of course, always having a pretty tight stop in there, if I'm wrong. Anyways, saying that, let's get into a couple scenarios that could play out here. So we're rallying here. Now we do have a little bit higher to go before we start to get into some new charted territory, which would be basically above our 128 or 129 levels. A couple scenarios that could play out here is we could rally here, put in a lower high, and then roll over. Okay. Keep your eye on that. I've seen it countless times. Markets will get very close to a recent low or a recent high. This example would be a recent high, and then fade, and then go in the opposite direction. Sometimes you'll see actually market shakeouts where the market will actually break out into a new high or a new low and then fade aggressively. That would be a shakeout. It gets people long or short, and then it actually goes the opposite direction, and then the stops end up triggering that decline or that rally. So that's two scenarios. The other scenario is that we just break out from here. It probably won't be in a day or two. It'll probably take some time. And then, we just continue to make new targets, higher lows, higher highs, etc. But just understand that that's kind of the three things that I would be looking for anyways. So anywhere in here, we could see a market lower high, okay? It doesn't have to be all the way up to 128, 129 again. It could happen today. We could see the market fade right from where it's at 114 and then just continue lower from here. So it's possible, we had the high put in, we pulled back, higher low, lower high, maybe some support here, and then we take out the lows again. It's possible. So that's kind of, I think that'll cover most of what's going to happen here. Of course, we could go sideways and, do all of that in between making or not making new highs. But so far, we still have a trend moving in the upward direction. We have lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. The key is, do we print a lower high here, or do we rally and print a higher high, a lower high, and then, a lower low? That would give us a change in trend. Or again, do we print we already have the higher low. Do we print a higher high, continuing the uptrend? So the lower high to the lower low will give us a confirmation of a change in trend, which so far, we don't have, although the top still might be in until we break that 129, 128 level, there's a top in this market. We need proof. The chart needs to, and the price needs to tell us that, hey, we're heading higher here. But until it does, who knows? We might never see 128 or 129 again. I just don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of how I see these markets. All right, let's get into some new price levels to the upside. So we have two new price levels that I will be watching to the upside. If these markets can break above that 128, 129 level again here, we'll see. Aerodrome did not get hit as hard as Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's getting a little bit of a bounce today. It was up about 830 earlier. So we're definitely seeing a better up move in Aerodrome. Target number one is $1.3235. That's a new price level, $132.35 to the upside, and that obviously takes us above our 128, 129 levels. $1.32 for starters here. Target number two, which is in the same color, it's actually very similar to these green bars, is $1.4469. 14469, $1.44 is a new target up here. So 132, 144. And let's see what they look like. So if we were to take off like a SpaceX rocket right now and go straight up, your 132 is going to put you close to about a 14.5% move to the upside. And that would be taking out the recent highs of just a couple days ago, actually last Friday. 14.5% to $1.32. And then $1.44 is going to put you up about 25.5%. 144, 25.5% higher from where we're at. So that's the way I look at these markets, and that's what I see here. All depends how, deep you want to dive into the markets. Do you want to follow them day by day, week by week, month by month? Do you just want to buy and hold? There's a million ways to, to skin a cat, as they say. It all depends on your personality, how much time you want to invest, etc. I just follow the markets every day, and I enjoy it. So that's why I do it. So that's why I look for all these different scenarios. Are we going to put in the higher high here and break out and start to head towards 132, and then ultimately 144? Do we put in a lower high and roll over aggressively? Anyways, so that's that, guys. Aerodrome is up 5%, $1.32, $1.44 is new targets, 14.5 to 25.5% to the upside. So we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate the new subs. Let's over to Bitcoin. We're up $724 this morning. Look where support came in so far. 60,205.47. Perfect support. This is the exact opposite of what we're seeing over in the Aerodrome chart at the top. So we had Aerodrome top out at 128, 129. That's an upper level. Here is a lower level acting as support. 60,205.47. And we're moving higher. 62,206.75. Next target. Guys, all links down below. If you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and join us here on the channel. And please share your comments down below. Is Aerodrome about to break out again above the 128, 129 level and continue its rally higher? If we start to get up here in this 144 level, we're not too far from the highs. All right, you guys take care.